Hello everybody, Jose Rodriguez here. We're going to be talking about the XP15000 compared to the EcoTank 8550, both from Epson. People claim that one is better than the other. Let's see if that is indeed the case. We're going to be using the XP15000 with Precision Colors Signature Edition inks and the 8550 with OEM inks. Both prints that I'm going to be showing you were printed on a Canon Pro matte paper and using custom ICC profiles. So the results should be very close to being identical, hopefully. Now, however, people are saying that the 8550 cannot produce red as good as the XP15000 due to the fact that that printer uses a proprietary red ink that has been incorporated in the Precision Color Signature Edition ink set. So we are going to check to see if this actual claim holds water. Let's go ahead and look. So what we have here, I'm going to go ahead and turn my overhead light on here. On the front, we have the EcoTank 8550. On the rear, we have the XP15000. Now, my lighting is not the best in the world, so you'll have to assume that they are both lit evenly. Let me back up a little bit. As you can see, both of them are neutral. And I'm looking at the strawberries to see if there's any difference in red rendition. Actually, this one right here, 8550, should look a little bit more, shall we say, orangey than the XP15000. I'll switch them around in case there's any unevenness of lighting, but really that does not seem to be the case in this situation here. So weird. I did not expect to see such a good match. Maybe it's my custom ICC profiles doing this, extracting the last bit of quality, if you want to call it that, out of the 8550. The ability to render a red as true as it possibly can compared to the printer that has red ink to begin with, which should excel the one without the red ink. Another thing that I noticed immediately was the Dmax. So 15,000, look at that. That's a dye ink set. This is a mixed ink set with a pigment matte black ink. This should outperform this. I mean, by leaps and bounds, you should be able to see the difference between the two renditions. So this would be your standard. This is how you test your printer using this particular image. Now, as far as I know, I am totally satisfied with both results. Nothing that I can find, better than the other as I look at them. Now let's look at an image that I printed, again using the same paper, both printers. This is the 8550, this is the 15,000, and this is where we're going to see, are we getting strong blacks? Oh, heck yeah, we are. As you can see right here, this is not bad. Let me flip them. Let me align those properly. You can see that the blacks, no matter how I move them with my crappy lighting here, you can see that they are good indeed. Again, 8550 should have the best, deepest blacks. 15,000 should not, but it does. And that could be the fact that the black ink, the black dye ink that Precision Colors is using is possibly very dense to begin with. And so it is able to perform really wonderfully on papers that normally would not be associated with dye ink sets. For example, the Pro 100 printing on matte paper, not the best, okay? I'll tell you right off the bat. Maybe, I'm not saying, but maybe is the fact that I'm using an ICC profile custom made for each printer for the same paper and its own inks, and maybe that's the reason that we are getting such good results. But again, now I'm a little bit perplexed because I was going to claim that the EcoTank 8550 basically could not compete with the 15,000. Many people say that, and at this point I'm showing you that indeed it can. I may have to test it with more demanding type images just to see if we can maybe beat the 8550. Maybe we can, maybe we cannot. But anyway, that's just a quick comparison between the two. As you noticed, color rendition was pretty much identical between the two printers. People seem to be having a lot of problem matching prints from either printer. Now, you might ask yourself, and I always do this, I always say, well, wait a minute, $350 printer with third-party inks, 800 retail at least. Now it's on sale for a little bit less. Printer with OEM inks. Wouldn't the more expensive printer be the one producing the best results? Well, as you see, I have pretty much identical results from both of them. So again, in this upcoming time where most printers, if not all of them, here in the US are going to be blocked against third-party choices, you might as well go with an XP15000, you might as well go with an 8550, and whatever Epson brings us this coming year. I don't know whether there's going to be any new versions of these printers. We are very lucky that the XP15000 can indeed be refilled once you install the chipless firmware, which then allows you to just top off your cartridges without having to come up with a way to reset the chips. So that is wonderful. The only catch is that the cartridges are much smaller volume wise, and so you have to fill them up quite often, depending how often you print. And that is done simply by flipping it upside down, just like a Canon Pro 10 cartridge, and just adding ink to the port. And you weigh it as you're doing this. Once it reaches 26 grams, that's it. You are full. Or it might be full slightly before that weight. You'll see the port becoming wet. So don't go beyond that. At that point, you just put it back in the printer. The printer thinks you're always full anyway with that chipless firmware. So you just continue printing. All right, that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And as always, happy printing, happy refilling. And enjoy these printers, because this is our future. It really is. All right, bye-bye, everybody.